Okay, so we have YouTube live, God, despair, and Facebook is live. Hello, late as usual. Sorry, I don't know what to say anymore. That's when I am sorry though. Um, hmm, good, no, still too bright. Okay, let's see if I can. No, I want to lower it. 2, 3. How's that? Is that okay for? I think it's okay. All right. How's it look out there for YouTube? Is what I'm really interested in because Facebook looks fine. Hi, Angela. How are you? Okay, I want to get this a little closer. And okay, so what's going on? Lots. Hey, Key, hey, Lynette. I'll let everyone get on board here. My hair, I am so desperately in need of a haircut. Wow. All right, that's gotta happen. We'll see. Dear God. Ah, hey, Dee. I'm good. Tired. I think everyone's tired though. That seemed to be the complaint of the entire week. Tiredness. Oh my God. All right. Who's out there? I see we have people on YouTube too. Okay. Hey Pam. Hey Swan. How are you? All right. How does the color and the light look on YouTube? Swan, how does it look out there? Pam, look okay? Because it looks very washed out for where I'm sitting. It looks like it's too bright, but I'm not sure. Hey Cynthia. Ah! I want to make it so I'm not looking weird at the camera. Like I want to look at both of you guys straight on. Okay. How's it look, guys? Okay. I don't know what these messages are. Okay, good. All right. Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? Ah, okay, so Elizabeth Sans, so just remind people that Grace will be in the shop starting on Tuesday. Thank you, Pam. At the shop from 3-ish, 2:33 till 7, doing $5 10-minute readings. Looking forward to having her back in. And yeah. Hey, Gail. So let's talk a little bit. Hey, Karen. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in March. A lot is going on in March. If you get my newsletter, and I hope you do, if you don't get the newsletter, it is on Facebook, on the Talisman and Cauldron page. I always post it. You can also email me at lenhard@comcast.net, and I'll be happy to send you a newsletter and add you to the list. But I did talk a lot. I shouldn't say I talked a lot. My astrologer, Alethea, talked a lot about March's many exciting astrological events. We have a full moon on March 7th, and once every 2.5 years, Saturn changes signs, and we are about to see it go from Aquarius into Pisces also on March 7th. Really big deal. I also posted on the Talisman and Cauldron page. You can find it on YouTube, however. Steve Judd, who talks about Saturn into Pisces, worth listening to. It's like an 11-minute post, but there's a lot going on in these next 2.5 years, and good and bad. So the good news is that people who have been waiting for their dreams to come true, who've been doing their hard work, who have been doing due diligence, waiting for that big break, many of you are going to see that happening. Pisces favors the arts and creative endeavors, and actually anything creative, anything dramatic. And so Saturn rewards hard work. So we'll see that happening. So if this is the time when you want to launch something amazing, creative, put new artwork out there. This is the time to do it these next 2.5 years. However, Pisces also rules the 12th house of addictions and delusions. Now, I already saw just this past week 2 involuntary psych unit admissions. Involuntary, not voluntary. So that's not easy to do. So that's some serious stuff. But you are going to see more of that. People just losing it. People who are addicts are either going to, with Saturn's guidance, be on the straight and narrow, or they're going to fall off. And there's very little wiggle room there. Okay, people who are devoted to their sobriety are going to be rewarded for that. It's not a time to say fuck around and find out, because this would not bode well for that attitude. So there's that. Back in the last time Saturn was in Pisces, 30 years ago, it was 1993 to 1996 was the last time. And in those years, we saw the Rwanda, the ethnic cleansing, the horrific killings where rivers were running red with blood, the horrible, horrible time that was. We saw, oh my God, what else was there? 93 to 96. Grunge music took over the scene from the heavy metal big hair bands. We saw Nirvana. And actually, I think Kurt Cobain committed suicide at the end of that, the 96. So again, that idea of endings and addictions getting to the better of you, delusions getting to the better of you. It's not a good time. And forgive me if I got that wrong, but I think that was key. What else? 93 to 96. Is it good for everyone? It has to be good for everyone involved. And if it's not, that's the time to step back. You're going to see a lot of conspiracy theories continuing. You're going to see a lot of false narratives. And it's going to be to you to do due diligence, do your research, check your resources. Something I have been guilty of not doing in the past. Try very hard to do it now. Hey, Faith, how are you? And it is to make sure, check several sources before you publish something, even on Facebook. And where I've messed up, I have to tell you, is when I've seen it on other people's pages, assuming they did due diligence. That's when I never mess up worse than that. Like, I won't check into it. I know them. They wouldn't post something that they hadn't checked out. And it's always the one time that they didn't check it thoroughly. So checking to see who the resources are and making sure more than one story is collaborated. So that's a big part of it too. What else? Full moon is going to be in Virgo, I believe. Yeah, Virgo. Demanding. Virgo and Pisces are on polar opposites of the wheel there. It is not a good time to experiment with your health issues. This is the good time to try something new in terms of fitness or nutrition or supplements, again, without doing due diligence to make sure there's no interactions with the medicines. Virgo does rule that house of everyday life and health issues. That's why so many nurses are born in the sign of Virgo, by the way. So people make their living in nursing, fitness, nutrition. Those are Virgo, that's Virgo land right there. And so, what else? Yeah, that's about it. I think that's enough, right? That's enough. So what do we see happening out there? Who's here? Hey, Rapid. Aw, thank you. Yes. Kat, Rosemary, Faith, Miss J, how are you? So yes, my son had his very first college. It was opening season, opening day. He was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a 7-hour ride. They were up at 3:30 in the morning. Did lose 11-13, but Roy gave up no hits. Played very well. For a freshman, I think he was going up in the third or fourth inning, and he had 3 innings at on the mound. So he did well, and but unfortunately there was a lot of errors, and that's what lost the game, sadly. No one has to. Of course, then again, for a 7-hour ride, 3:30 in the morning, and I believe it was starting to rain halfway through the game. I heard the weather was acting up. They actually were pushing it because they're getting some very bad weather going in. So I'm not going to make excuses, but 11-13, and they actually made a pretty good show for themselves. So that's what happened with that. I'll be sharing more of this, and when they're home, the games will be on YouTube. So I'll be blasting those on my Facebook page for sure. And I am very proud of him. I found out that only 7% of high school athletes actually make it to the college level. And so that was something. I just found that out recently. And he went in with a scholarship. So that's pretty decent stuff. I'm proud of him. So and he'll be playing this summer for a private league in North Carolina. So we have high hopes for where he's going with his baseball career. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. So why I talk about this is because for those of you who come to the shop, you watched my son grow up. He was 2 years old when I opened the shop 16 years ago. He just turned 18 this past June. So for those of you who watched my kids grow up, Daisy, I think, was 7 when I opened the store. 7 or 6? Yeah, 6, I think. So, and Devin and Derek, you've seen both of them in the shop. Derek more than Devin, but yeah, you've watched my kids grow up. I've watched your kids grow up. So it's been a pretty cool community, family kind of thing. And I've appreciated every minute of it. So I'm happy to share these successes and what's going on with my family. I'm very proud of them. Daisy's finishing up her bachelor's in psych. She's transferred back up from Florida. She's home with me and will be going on for her master's or her doctorate. She's not sure what she's going to do just yet. And one more year for a bachelor's. I lost a year, unfortunately, but making up time very quickly and working full time too. So that's what's going on. Devin's getting married in September. Oh my God. And my first getting married. Of course, Derek is out in California living a very, well, I joke with him. I'm like, there's all these memes on Facebook. You know, would you live here with no internet for $30,000 a month? Would you? And he's like, no one's offering that kind of money. He goes, but that is how he and his girlfriend and the kids, her kids, that's how they live. He's raising a little family and he's very happy. So that's mine. I want to say too, for anyone who is looking for something for their teenagers who don't know what they want to do, there is WOOF, and that is the Worldwide Organization of Organic Farmers, WWOOF. I talk about it once in a while. I haven't talked about it lately. And if you go on WOOF, there's WOOF International. Really wouldn't recommend that right now. I would say WOOF USA. And if you Google WOOF USA, you can purchase a book, which is amazing. It's like this thick. There's, I think, 30,000 farms that are WOOF friendly. And basically what you do is you pay your travel to the farm. First of all, a letter of introduction. You set up a time that you can go. They usually start you at 2 weeks to see a trial period. If it works out, then you can be there the whole summer. Derek's been the same farm, and actually now he's managing the farm. He's actually supervising the farm, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, you go and you pay your own travel, and then you work 15 hours a week, and that is for your room and board. 15 hours a week, and that's for your room and board. Anything over that, if they'll pay, if you're going to get, that always worked out. Sometimes they don't pay, but you can get extra hours in town. There's a very cool farm, in New Hampshire, and they provide you with bikes, and there's all sorts of opportunities in town to work. And the farm itself is amazing. I got the hiccups now, sorry. If there's anything specific, whether it's agroponics or goat farming or maple tree harvesting or something that particularly interests you, I mean, there's farms that are focused on any one of those things. Horses, they usually ask if you have some experience or not. Some are willing to train you. Some, gotta be willing to work hard. It's definitely physical labor, and it's really cool. So there's the book, and then also there's the online presence. I recommend that you do both. The book is fascinating. I mean, anyone would want to. You have to be a kid. There's adults who actually do woofing professionally, and so they live their lives. And back when my ex-brother-in-law had a farm, they had a hired hand that lived there on the farm, and that's who took over duties and helped out, and they got room board for that. There was a trailer on the farm, and that's where they lived. There's sometimes a cabin, or so there is a legitimate career in that. People do that for a living, or they take over wealthy people who want to play Marie Antoinette, play farm. They'll go and they'll live on the farm, and they'll keep the farm and maintain the big house for the times when the people that own the farm want to helicopter in and visit. A lot of New York money there in New Hampshire and Vermont and Maine. So there's those opportunities. So legitimately, there's places for you. There's ranches and all sorts. It's really cool. But the online version is very cool because obviously farms that don't make the book, they're still listed new farms. There's also good background on the online because it's almost like eBay where you can review both the farmer can review the kids that came in or the people that came in to work and people that worked there can review the farmer and it's all public. It's right there. So maybe it might be something like, Jan and Bob were great to work for. I was really excited to be on the goat farm. Unfortunately, they had me watching their kids more than actually working with the animals, which was a disappointment. Or a glowing review maybe. Sometimes the housing I thought I was going to be in the cabin, and in fact they had me in a tent. So there's and we did find because we picked out like 5 that we liked. He knew we wanted to go to California, and what was shown in the profile was not the same thing as what was in, let's say, their Facebook or their website. A couple of them look like refugee camps versus the beautiful farm pictures they showed on the wolf page. So, parents, you do want to do due diligence. Make sure your kids go in someplace safe and has the money or the ability to get out of there if they need to. Although I haven't heard any horror stories. Some when they go to other countries, especially young girls going to India and other places where, yeah, they probably shouldn't be there. But I've also known young people that do travel. The Tour for USA, they do go into Central and South America and actually all over Europe. So it's a very cool thing. So just something to think about. If you've got a kid who's kind of lost, doesn't mind a little physical labor, and wants to get out and see the world, well, there's an opportunity for them. Okay? Something to think about. Hey, Anna Maria, how are you? Yeah, I know. He was such a baby. He was 2 years old. I'm looking at this. Angela. Yeah, I'm gonna get a dress for the wedding. I'm waiting until like midsummer, end of summer. I'm no huge rush for the dress. All right, so guys, any questions? Anything going on this month? Anything they want to talk about? And I want to thank you, everyone who wrote in and said something nice about the newsletter this month. I really appreciated that. I do sweat blood over those newsletters. I really do. Some of them I worry that I've said too much. I'm going to offend people, or too much of my opinion in something. And so when you write and say nice things, I really do appreciate that. I do. And this newsletter was from my blog. I used to blog for the Connecticut Post, the Darien News, the Greenwich Times, all the first papers in Connecticut carried blogs, and I was one of the local people. And I did it off and on for like 10 years. So there's quite a bit of material there. And as I said in my newsletter, I am working on a book. I've got to get it put together of my blogs, my newsletter, and narratives, and some other stuff that I've written and taught, and put it all together in one source. I did not use the 333 portal energy today. I was just you can reply to the newsletter, Angela. Absolutely. How do we do that? How do we do what, Angela? Tell me what do we need to do? If you reply to the newsletter, you get to my email. That's what happens. If you hit reply, I know. Ah, those portals are always opening and closing. The Lionsgate portal, it'll be opening soon again. Yeah, just hit reply. If you hit reply, you go right to you go right to my email. Okay. All right. Any questions? Anything weird going on? Anything, like I said, we have the 2 people I know that had their members go inpatient, very difficult, very sad. We're seeing a lot of people, it's cracking up. This is a lot of pressure, and I don't see it diminishing. In fact, again, Saturn into Pisces is going to just be putting the pressure on anyone who's just phoning it in. If you aren't doing due diligence, if you're not doing your work, if you're not applying yourself, that's the results you're going to get. It's not going to go well. Anyway. All right. Well, no one has any questions, so I'm going to go into readings, I think. And we'll wrap up a little sooner since I started late. Anyways, right? What? You're very, very okay. I know. He's like a cat. He likes getting petted, and then when he stops, he wants to bite you. Like you could be a little more subtle. That works, dude. Oh, Kathy, I don't really throw cards like that. I do. Hey, Jennifer. I'm good for that though. Laughing. Yeah, devices. Oof. Well, the energy is exhausting. What I do, just so you know, Kathy, the way I do these readings is they're not really personal. They're for each of the signs. And this month I'm doing a new month tarot spread. So it's a 4 card spread. And hey, Heidi, we have the first card that's the main theme of the month. The second card is past influences affecting this month. The third card is the roadblocks of the month. And the fourth card is possibilities of the month. So I'm just going to show you. It's going to come up backwards, of course. But there it is. That's how the spread looks. I'll screenshot that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So if you no, don't, please don't. Sorry, it's okay, Kathy. Might come up in here. All right. If you read tarot, if you're learning tarot, I'll tell you the cards I'm throwing, and then please use your own cards. Throw the cards and see how you interpret them. Okay. So this is the new month tarot spread, March 2023. This month is already going by fast as far as I'm concerned. I can't believe it's the 3rd already. But it is starting to pick up now. We're really moving forward. So I'm shuffling the cards. I think we start with Pisces this month. I think we did right. Help me out, everyone. Every month the same thing. I'm so sorry. Every week. Who did we start with last week? It was Aries, right? Who do we start with? Tell me. Who do I start with? Because we always reverse it. Pisces. Okay, we're gonna start with Pisces. That's apropos. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. It's okay. Right. Okay. Reverse. The 10 of coins reversed is sometimes real estate losses. It can be money that needs to be spent on the home. It can be delays in purchasing a home. It's not necessarily a favorable card, but it has to do with money in the home. Okay. The past influence affecting the month are the 7 of coins. The 7 of coins is how do I want to make a living? How do I want to earn money? Now, being to this 10 of coins reverse makes me think the idea of earning money out of a house is kind of a theme. How can I make money in my home, out of the house? Okay, maybe real estate, which is not a great idea right now. I'm talking to some folks down in North Carolina, South Carolina. The house prices are coming down now. We're seeing that adjustment that's happening. Roadblocks of the month is 7 of Wands, education. So not being educated, not having the training, not having the knowledge to do what you need to do. And stability of the month is 7 of Cups. It asks the question, okay, where in the past we asked the question, how can I make more money? Now we're asking the questions, what do I want to do to make more money? It's not just, or what do I want to do, period, excuse me. What do I want to do? What would make me happy? So it's not just what's going to make money for me, but how do I find joy and happiness? What do I really towards just what will make me happy. Never mind, making a living. But I will say roadblocks is education, the idea of training education. And if especially if you're looking to start a business in the home, and I've helped a lot of people, and I'm happy to do that. In fact, one of the books I'm working on is spirituality and business. But the idea that you do have to have a financial background. There are things you have to do. You can't just have a "if I build it, they will come" attitude. It doesn't work that way. You have to have some accounting. You have to know how to do a business plan. You have to know what papers to file. They require constant filing, monthly filing, annual reports that are due, depending on how you recognize your business, register your business. Be everyone talking back and forth. Okay. Um, the way I would read these cards basically is if you're thinking of starting a business in the home, if you're trying to make money out of the home, I don't see it's succeeding unless you pick something, one, that you really want to do that makes you happy, not just that you think is going to make a lot of money, and two, make sure you've got the right training and education going on behind you so that you don't fail because you didn't file the right forms or didn't allow enough money for the startup costs. That's a big deal, by the way. Startup costs are huge. Okay. Okay. So that is that for Pisces. Aquarius. Now, as I always say, does that mean Pisces is looking at their career? Does that mean every Pisces is looking at doing something out of the house? Does that mean every Pisces? No, it doesn't. Of course not. But very often in readings, we find people who honestly have questions more for their kids or a sibling or for their husband, and it could be something that is, I just put them away. Damn it. So the idea, hold on one second. It may be something that's on your mind, not for you necessarily, but it may be relative to like your best friend. Okay, so the cards for Pisces, the first card was the 10 of coins reversed. The second card was the 7 of coins. The third card was the 7 of wands. And the fourth card was the 7 of cups. Okay, so coins, coins.